Well, you can't do much about it, can you?
Or is this just the full group?
Nico Zava's connection isn't that fast. Oh well. Only needs to be stable, I guess.
Keep refreshing the app. Okay, I think we are live. I believe we are live. Yep, we are live. Hello and welcome to the Academy once again. It is your commentators in the commentary booth. It's myself, Ethan Graham, or Thomas Ethan 2001, and also Matacake as the director. Here we are at the fabulous Laguna Seca in the middle of California, a iconic and infamous track and location somewhere off the coast in California. Very nice state, and this track designed and built on a hill. And as you can see, we've watched 90 Ale going through the most famous corner in, well, almost as famous as a Rouge. That is the mighty corkscrew. The elevation change there is staggering.
Amazing.
Yeah, staggering. I don't know the exact figures.
I'm not actually seeing the stream at the moment.
It is up at the moment. Yeah, it is up. Nobody's watching.
Okay.
Nobody's watching. Yay.
So
anyway,
it's on the GAVRA channel, isn't it?
yeah, it is on the GAVRA channel, but nobody's just watching.
No,
yet. Right. So as we watch 90L come down into the first corner of this tricky hairpin. Get the light. Oh, we've got two people watching now. Woohoo. But yes, going through the first turn. That's a nice little hairpin there. Get it right. It sets you up perfectly for this second corner here. Slow, but get the line right. It's also sets you up.
Such a bogey corner, Matt. Such a bogey corner, too.
The curbs are deadly here as well. As we see a car off in the barrier there. Already claiming some victims. So we got 8 drivers here today. We have Polux. And then also, who is that in second position? Boston Row. 90 Ale. Flip Flip, previous winner of the one-off event. Scold 1808. Harry Budder. And then Cartston. Nico Zava. And that's it. 8 drivers. I take it this is the full group. This must be the full group. I can swear there was more drivers last race.
We had too many for one round, so we had to split it into 2 groups.
Okay. So we got... Okay, right. So it just looks like we got this 8. And obviously this 8 being in Group A, that means these are the fastest of the fast. These are the drivers who are putting in the effort, making themselves known. Flip Flip especially, after winning the last race. That was the one-off event at Donington in the Mercedes 190 DTM car. If you want to check out that race, just head over to the GAVRA channel and you'll find it there. Very entertaining race, especially at the start. Mercedes were taking off. So yeah, as we watch Nico Zava on board in the Ginetta GT5. This is a one-mate championship just in the Ginettas. Cool little race cars. I'm not a big fan of these cars personally, but
you had a go in them?
I did have a go in them at Alton Park actually, and
I thought it was brilliant. I had a go in this yesterday in these cars on this track, just to see what sort of times they should be getting. And it was an awesome fun. It was one of those cars where I was going round, and then suddenly, before you know it, you've done like 25 laps, because you just keep going and going and going and ragging it more and more. It's my kind of car. It's the kind of car where you just... It's one of those cars where the faster you go, the harder you try, the faster you go. Brilliant little fun car. And you can set it up to... I was trying to set it up to... Because it's quite a bit understeery on the way out, and it doesn't go into corners that well. So I just configured it to kind of dive into the corners and get a four-wheel drift coming out. And if you can get it hooked, brilliant fun. You just slide all the way around the corner. But yeah. I was doing, I think I did a 36.7 in those 20 laps or so. So, pole time, possibly a 31.35, possibly. Flip has got to be your man.
Yeah, Flip. Well, we got 2 fast drivers here today, and it seems to be Scold 1808 and Flip. Flip being a dominant driver, it seems, in the academy, and Scold proving his worthiness when it comes to fast times. He is fast, but it's the consistency that counts. Being fast is one thing, being able to finish a race and complete it is another. To win a race, you must finish it. And here at Laguna Seca, finishing is definitely the greater option than being fast, because going fast around here is another thing, but trying to get round in one piece, that's an almighty challenge. As we see Boston Row actually going across the line to do a 1:37.1. That is fast. That is incredibly fast. Will we be seeing any faster times? Who knows? But I can definitely say the challenge is on. I mean, it's 1.1 seconds between first and fourth. By the end of qualifying, I bet that would be about 5 tenths or maybe less. Who knows? As we look at Scold 1808 coming out the pit exit, very difficult pit exit there. Some people get confused and just drive straight out and don't realise that pit exit goes all the way down to the hairpin. We see Harry Buddha going through the final corner, a very tight, difficult corner there. Get it wrong, you're going into the gravel.
You always get a track penalty there if you use just a tiny bit too much curb. Old project cars, you could fly way out wide there. But this, it just penalises you really heavy. His lap didn't count. Why is that?
It might have been an outlap, as we see him doing a drift and just loses it there. That could have been a really nice drift montage there, but sadly not to be, as we see Boston Row coming into the final corner. Our current fastest pole, well, what's the word?
Provisional pole, man.
Provisional pole, that is the word that I am looking for, as we see him go across the line to go even faster, a 1:36.5. This guy's definitely been doing the practice and setting up this car perfectly. I can definitely say that, as we see him go into the first corner, running no assists. I mean, it's pretty easy to drive this car without assists, to be honest.
Yeah.
Only an output of 160 brake horsepower, which doesn't seem a lot, but when these cars, considering the weight of these cars, which is about 700 kilograms less, I think. They're not very heavy. They're not very heavy. Really light. They're literally just a plastic shell with some wheels and a wing on the back and some stuff inside. That's it. There's nothing else. Turning this car into quite a fast little nimble car, being they look slow, but they are actually quite quick. They are definitely proving it here. So
you say that, but really turns. So we'll look turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, and turn 9 are pretty almost flat out in this car.
Yeah.
One of those corners is slight, maybe feather. If you can get it to go flat out, you're going to fly.
Oh, as we look at Flip, he's 2 tenths up on his time, going into the corkscrew, the mighty corkscrew. See the car just lifting off the ground there, and bouncing. And any car around that corner is difficult. Even motorbikes go down that. I don't know how you have the balls to do that, but that is just...
Wayne Rainey corner.
Yeah. I mean, doing it in third person is one thing. Try doing it in cockpit. I mean, I've driven the Ford GT around here, and it's scary. So as we see Flip going around the final corner along the back straight. If you have any ideas or like facts about this track, well, I have a few for you. As we see Flip go into second, still 7 tenths down on Boston Row, who's just come out of nowhere with an absolutely amazing lap. As far as I'm aware, he wasn't that competitive in the last race, but he's definitely proving his competitiveness here. Maybe this is just the car that suits his forte at the moment, as we take a nice onboard shot here, going and then another onboard shot in the cockpit.
These corners, is he drifting them?
No, he's not drifting, keeping it nice and balanced. Yeah. That is just the perfect line. Now this corner here, this corner catches a lot of drivers out, even the drivers in real life, but it's not catching out Boston. He goes straight through there without making any mistakes, then up the hill, underneath the Mazda barrier, into the infamous corkscrew. Braking turns difficult here. Get it wrong, you're going wide, and then that's going to set the rest of the corner up horribly for you. And then this difficult downhill banked corner that
he's got a slight lift. He's not quite flat through it.
Not flat through there. And then this corner here, very nice, very indeed, as we see him lag his way through that corner. But that corner, very nice. You can almost take that flat out in some, well, not all cars, but It's very nice and smooth for some cars. As he goes through the final corner along the back straight. What time is he going to set? He's going to go even faster with a 1:36.1. That is a whole 1.1 seconds faster than Flip Flip. I'll tell you, the pressure is on. As we see Flip Flip going into the pits. The pit entry to this track, very, very deadly indeed. As we look at Carsten. I'm not sure, but I think, is there teams in this one-off one-mate championship? I think there is.
That is a good question.
I think there is teams.
Give me a minute, I'll find out.
Well, if that's teams, then it's giving them a good taste to what it's going to be like racing in the main championships. For example, GT3 got a team up in that. Same with Formula Renault and other new leagues coming after the New Year's. I believe there's lots of new goodies coming out after New Year's when we go. I think we're going into a bit of a break. I'm not too sure. I'm not exact what's going on, but I'm sure there's a lot of stuff to come in 2018. As we look at Carsten going through the final corner, what's he going to set? Third gear.
Maxed out that last corner.
He's going to set. Oh, I think that was an out lap, maybe, or an invalidated lap. So, looking at 90L there, having a bit of a moment. I do think there is teams in this because Nico Sava and...
Yeah, there's a team
90L.
championship, I don't know who's who.
Okay, well, I don't know if there's team names or not, but... we just know that there's teams. So, Nico, oh dear, taking a very interesting line through the corkscrew, catching air there. Taking also another very... he was grinding the gears a lot there. He's backed off. Yeah. Not surprised there.
He needs to through rainy curve, I think. He hasn't quite got the confidence yet to really mash it.
Wow. Some drive. Oh, nice little backfire there from the straight four engine of the Ginetta GT5. Still Boston Road, just miles up the road when it comes to pace. Just nobody's been able to touch his lap time as we watch Nico go 1.5 seconds slower than his original lap. So interesting facts about Laguna Seca. It is the host venue for the 8 Hours of California, which is a GT race mixed with GT3 and GT4 cars. Very interesting race, quite nice to watch. It is also host of some Superbike championships and also the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship with the mighty LMP2 variants, or well, Daytona prototype cars, the prototype challenge cars, etc, etc. As we watch Pollux go across the start line to set no lap, it seems. Grinding the gears a lot there. I'm not sure if he wants to be doing that. I don't know if performance impacting or mechanical failures are on, but I'm definitely sure you don't want to be doing that all too often.
Maybe he's just driving manual gears.
Maybe. I think the majority of drivers should be driving in manual. I didn't see the reason to go in automatic, to be honest. But
well, I mean, full clutch and heeling and towing and everything.
Yeah. So, this being the championship, so obviously this is now the competitive stuff. The one-off events were just a taster of what is to come. The championship being points and competitiveness and albeit some intense battling. What do you think's the key to, would you say, being consistent in the championship and also trying to extend a gap, Matt?
Well, like everything, it's usually not making mistakes. I know that very well. Sometimes, you know, the fastest guy can pick up the pieces where consistency counts. I mean, that's what you're trying to learn in the academy anyway, isn't it? Is be clean, be safe, whoops, not like that. Yeah, make sure you keep finishing, stay out of trouble.
Wow.
It does tend to mean you don't tend to get really amazing, you know, hard-fought battles because people tend to let people through rather than risk contact or anything, which is fair enough.
That is
sometimes you want a good battle.
That is completely understandable, and as far as I'm aware of, this has the same format as the main championship. So there's one race, and then there is a second race after. I'm pretty sure that's how the format is. If not, first place is going to rack you up 30 points. So keep consistent, then those points are going to very quickly add up, as they do in the main championships. I mean, after 3 rounds already, some points are going into the hundreds. So consistent podiums or top 5s, those points slowly start to add up. Well, quickly and slowly, depends on how well you are doing. But I mean, to be honest, 8th position still gets you quite a few points. So I think this group has got the advantage of having not many drivers, so the points will be very consistent and very close throughout the entirety of the championship, which is 6 rounds, I think. 6 rounds. Yep. And obviously, round 2 being next week on a Monday at the same time it is usually 8:30 UK time, or 9:30 if you're in European time. Actually, I'm going to find out the calendar. See if we can get the calendar up for. Let's have a look. What have we got? So the next round, I believe, is at Hockenheim International. So a nice little track. Definitely going to open up some intense battles there. And then we go to Sportsland Sugo in Japan. A very interesting track that is unfortunately struck with a rather deadly glitch that I think both of us have experienced before. That track is very, very interesting, but nonetheless is what it is. And then moving on to Silverstone, and then I think that's oh dear, as we watch Skulls.
That's what happens if you just try and max it out a little bit too much. You put a rear wheel on the exit curb, and it spits you across the track. That's where people pick up damage if they lose it on this circuit.
Skulls having picked up dirt. He's going to have dirt on the tyres now, which is going to affect his performance a little bit, but doesn't look to be causing them too much trouble at the moment. Only 1 minute and 30 seconds to go here. So basically, Skulls got 1 lap. This is it. This is Skulls' only lap to do something. As we watch Flip taking an interesting line there. That's the problem with that corner. Catch it wrong. There's a gravel trap there waiting for you.
Good old school track. None of these silly tarmac runoff areas. Yeah,
this track, very original. The curbs also, yeah, you can see that on the camera there. There's a bit of a drop. You can see there, Skulls giving us a perfect example of how much of a drop there is. The car just drops right into the gravel, and that can easily cause the car to spin. Currently, was that 1/10 up in his time there? I think I saw 1/10.
Yep.
As we see him coming up to the corner where Flip made his mistake. Just like to inform that Nico Sava has gone up to 2nd position with a 1:37.0. Still 8 off of Boston Rowe, who's just miles up the road. As we watch Skulls go up to the corkscrew, he's still up on his time, but I believe he lost 0.10 of a second going down the corkscrew. Very untidy there. Back through there, I don't know this corner's name. He lifts off there.
Big lift. He had loads of track to use there.
Yeah, there was a lot of track there. Oh, he's gone wide there. Missed the apex a little. Now into the last corner. It's very, very important you get this right. Otherwise you're going to lose time. And he's definitely...
Only needs a couple of tenths, though.
Yeah, only needs a bit. I mean, he's in 4th. Where is he going to be now? No, he stays in. I think he lost that time in the last sector. So that's it for Skulls. What can Karsten do? Is he on a lap? I think he might be on a lap. I'm not too sure. Oh, he's only 56,000 of a 10th up. But if he wants to improve, he's going to need to get a lot more time from somewhere. Being 56 thousandths of a second is not beneficial because that time will just easily drop if you make one little mistake. As he goes through that blind corner, just grazes the dust there. That was enormous. Perfect corner there. Going up to the corkscrew. Oh, he's now 2/10 up. Okay, so he's made quite a bit of time there. Doesn't want to lose it through the corkscrew. That looks very tidy there. He might gain some more. 4 attempts. Where is Carsten? He's in 6th currently. So he needs about 4 attempts to get up to 5th position. And it's looking very tidy at the moment. Into the penultimate corner. That looks very clean. This could be the lap that he needs. Just depends all about this final corner.
Don't get a penalty. Ooh, just
That looked just good enough. Is it enough though? Carsten comes up to the line to go. Yep, still 6th.
No improvement. Maybe he did get a penalty there.
As we see Nico Zava going into the pit lane, Scold left and off. So that's the end of qualifying, and there is the times. Boston Rowe in pole position with an almighty 136.1 that time. That is just a mind-boggling lap. It's just so great. It's making my speech go bad. And then Nico, yeah, it was an incredibly. That is an incredibly good lap. And followed by Nico Zava, a whole 8 tenths behind with a 137.037. Flip, last race winner in 3rd position with a 137.3, then followed by Skull with a 137.382. And then Pollux with a 137.6. And then Carsten with a 137.8. And then further down the road we have 90L and Harry Buddha with 138.1s and 138.3s. So that's the grid. Only 8 drivers. Let's hope they keep it clean and close. Because how many laps is this? 18 laps. 18 laps. I sense no stops in this race.
Yeah, you could do this. Yeah, you could probably do this on about 25 litres of fuel, I reckon.
Yeah.
Easy ones.
Well, it depends on how much you want to bring out a gap. So as we go through the field, drivers waiting or making final adjustments to their setup, probably debating how much fuel they actually need and whether they're going to be wanting to push. Personally, I'd be starting with on the normal mix with a bit of fuel to spare at the end if I ever needed to push. But this is an 18-lap sprint race, so I think drivers will just be going for it. So we look at Harry Buddha rounding off the grid there. So a 2-minute time period to wait. Let's just hope nobody makes the fatal error of not readying up. It seems a few drivers seem to make that mistake in the main championships, but nobody's made that mistake here. We are sinking, and the drivers are revving their engines. They are ready to go racing. Where are the lights? Bring on the lights. There go the lights. Nico Zava's rolled back, but lights out on the way. There you go. Nico's got a good start there, or despite the fact that he's made... Oh, there's a car going up the inside of Skulls, right down the middle. Going down the hill into the first corner. It all looks clean so far. Boston Rowe has been overtaken by Nico Zava and looks to be getting attacked from the outside as we see a car going very wide there indeed. It is Pollux who has dropped... He hasn't dropped positions, but Skulls made the place already up into 3rd position. Ooh, very close there. Very close indeed, but it's all clean so far. No mistakes, hardly any changes in position. Carsten's actually dropped down into 6th, unfortunately, but Flip also down into 5th. Oh dear, that is not a very good start for him. Harry Buddha rounded off there in the back. As we look at Skull going for a dive up the inside. Is he going to do it? Ooh, he was very reluctant there. He was incredibly reluctant. I think he was a bit too yeah, very reluctant there indeed, but he's still hanging on though as we see a car going off the track there. He still retains 3rd position though as they go up to the corkscrew. Is there going to be contact? We don't know. Oh, there is contact there. Commentator's curse. Oh my Jesus. A car has gone into orbit. That was Pollux and 90A, or Pollux getting abducted there. No idea what happened there. Project Cars 2 at its finest. Those two making some unfortunate contact due to me giving the commentator's curse as we see Skull doing some gincana and getting taken out by another Ginetta. Classic Ginetta racing here. Everyone's taking each other out. Classic British stuff. As we see Carsten, who's gone from 7th position up to 3rd due to the catastrophe that's happened. Boston Rowe in 2nd, Nico Zava up into 1st, and I think everything's calmed down now. Oh, I heard some contact there. Somebody's taken out some cones for some reason. I don't know why. Harry Buddha on the brakes there. tip and tapping, but no prevail. Harry Buddha gone from 8th to up to 4th. You can hear more Karens getting murdered. So yeah, that was a very eventful start. And the corkscrew, well, the run up to the corkscrew, claiming some victims.
Yeah, it's usually turn 1 that does it.
But this time it was the hill, and Pollux almost went over the catch fence and lost the bonnet in the process. No idea what happened there. I just think some just poor judgment and situational awareness there, but nothing you can really do about that. But, well, from my perspective at least, there might be some penalties enforced on that, but I think it was just some careless judgment and maybe just a racing incident, but I don't think anything looked intended there. As we see Nico and Boston going down the corkscrew, already a 3.6 second gap between second and third. As we look in the cockpit camera from Boston Row, looking at the bright blue Ginetta of Nico, taking a bit of a wide line there, and that has compromised him. Boston looking around the outside, very interesting place to look. He's gonna, ooh, bit of contact, oh dear, and he's accelerated into the barrier. He's not going to reverse, he is going to reverse onto the racing line. That is very dangerous stuff there. He's got to be careful. That is classed as a blocking manoeuvre there. That could have been, oh, he's still coming across the track even though there is a car coming up, and that's Scold, who's moved back up to 5th position after a nasty mistake last lap. So Flip back into 4th place after dropping down a few positions. Harry Buddha just in front. Unfortunately, Boston Row making a brilliant start and an amazing qualifying lap, has thrown it all away by making contact with Nico, who looked a bit slow through the final corner. And that might have just been a defensive move, but he's made it work, and it's made his main competitor of this race drop all the way down. So win-win for him, not win-win for Boston Row, however. As we look at Flip going through the 5th corner. Let's count some more corners. Under pressure from Scold. Scold's probably not going to make a move. No, Scold on the brakes there a little. Ooh, it's very close there. Definitely contact there. Very lucky he didn't put Flip round the front. As he goes round up the inside, who's going to brake later? Looks like Scold is. Oh, he's taking out some cones. All 4 wheels look to be on the track there. Maybe just 2. Boston Row just closely watching, just observing what is going on as we go on the rooftop camera, getting a nice little perspective of the battle going up front. Meanwhile, further behind is, as we look at Boston Row going for a diving manoeuvre up the inside. He did force Flip a bit wide there, but that looked okay. There was no major contact. It's not like Boston Row went up the inside like a torpedo, but he's made the move work, and it's definitely helped him. Now next
10
target.
seconds off the lead. He's got some work to do. He can do it now.
He has definitely got some work to do. He's running 33.8 litres, so I think he's just going with the safe option. He'll probably put it into the rich mix just to get that extra performance out. So, currently we're on lap 4 of 18. It's been an eventful 4 laps so far. Someone's in the pits. That is 90 ale in the pits. I'm not sure what. I think that's for the damage inflicted on the first lap. Yeah, as he just comes out the pits there. Flip. Quite a fast and dominant driver. Not having the mojo today here at Laguna Seca. Falling far behind. Someone who was starting in 3rd position has now dropped all the way down into 6th. So, not a very good start for him. As we look at Boston Row up the road, following Scold, who is doing his best at the moment. Definitely not his greatest ever performance, but he's being consistent, just holding it. I say that, he almost goes off the track. So, Boston Row teleporting to the apex.
That's always a quick way to do it.
Yeah, getting a bit worried there. Or as we see Scold making a bit of a correctment there, going through the final corner. Just watch the cars slowly make their way up the hill. The slipstream doesn't seem to be much of effect. Doesn't seem to be catching Scold up. He's only going to catch him on up when he's braking. Bit backfire there, a bit more backfire. Sounded very nice indeed. Nico's just running away with it so far. 4.4 seconds up the road. He's had an uneventful race so far. What he's done is just
found his rhythm and he's cruising.
Yep. Just made that one position and then that's it. He's just starting to get into the rhythm like you said, and it's paying off so far. For behind him is Karsten, who was starting further down the grid, has now moved up to second. And Boston Row is definitely closing up on Skald. Skald seems to be a little bit slow in the pace so far. As we go through the lines corner there, Boston getting a nice little run onto Skald, but it's not enough yet. Just not enough. As he brakes, gaining even more time. He looked like he overcooked it there, but he didn't. As we look into the chat, Noxiv, I think that's how it's pronouncing. Hello there, and welcome to the stream. As we look at Skald taking out that was
Harry Budder. I think it's completely obliterated one of the braking.
Was it Harry?
I hate people who do that.
Yeah.
I hate people who do that.
It's a nice point of reference to use when braking. Hello and welcome to the stream. Hope you're enjoying. And also Gunnar Mac in the chat saying, having trouble deciding on this or Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo, better graphics, and I'd say like it's a bit more friendly. It's more on the friendly side of things. You get some nice little extras like the livery editor and some nice cool cars, but if you're looking for the outright performance and weather and dynamics and albeit the ultimate simulator challenge, then Project Cars 2 is definitely the way to go. However, do be expected to experience some glitches with tracks and cars and stuff like that. Unfortunately, the game is a bit buggy, but I'd recommend both games, to be honest, both games being quite nice, but if you're looking for that ultimate experience, go with Project Cars 2.
Yeah, it depends if you like feedback as well. The force feedback's a little bit, still needs tweaking in Project Cars 2, but it's far better than GT Sport.
Yeah.
Only reason I didn't buy GT Sport.
When it comes to content,
got a wheel, of course.
Yeah, when it comes to content-wise, Project Cars 2 has it hands down. I mean, the graphics are decent. They're not as good as Gran Turismo Sport. I'll give it that. Gran Turismo Sport being a lovely game, indeed, but
yeah, the graphics do not a great game make.
No, it's the more the performance and the realistic side of things, and Project Cars 2 definitely has the realistic side of things. As we have a look, fuel-injected suicide machine in the chat. Good work from the commentator box. Greetings from Austria. Hello. Hello, fuel-injected suicide machine. It's nice to see that we've got some people from all over the world enjoying our streams. If you're wondering how often GAVRA streams, then we have a stream on Monday. Well, we have 2 streams on Mondays. And also 1 stream on a Tuesday with the Formula Renaults, and then later in the week we have on Friday the 2 GT3 groups, Group A and B, which is going quite nicely as well. I recommend you watch that. Unfortunately, there wasn't a stream for the last. Well, there was a stream on Group A, but not Group B because there was some technical issues, and Group A wasn't. Group Round 2 wasn't streamed either, but you know, it's what it is. If you're looking forward to GT3, but then you're definitely in for a treat, as the next round is Spa-Francorchamps. Only 22 laps, but still 22 laps of Spa. Definitely going to be rewarding. That's all to look forward to in this week. But today it's just the Academy drivers battling out here at Laguna Seca. Nearly at the halfway point. Lap 7 of 18 as we on board with Skald. Looking at a Harry Buddha going on wide. Is Skald going to be making a move? Not quite yet. He might make it here though. He's looking to the outside. Is he going to brake late? No, he's going to hold off just for now. Is he going to do the undercut? No, he's not. Harry Budd is there. Skald has got a very good run. Or is he going to do it? As we go further back to Boston Road, watching the battle from behind. This is going to play into the hands of Boston here as these two battle away. Skald's going around the outside later on the brakes. Harry Budd taking the inside line. He's still there. Harry Budd has gone wide. Scold diving all over the place on the track. He's got to be careful of Boston Road. Boston Road's caught right up. Boston Road's going up the inside. Scold's just noticed him. They're side by side, almost. Boston Road, he's still there. Oh, there's contact. Oh dear. Scold not realising the fact that Boston was still there. Scold's situational awareness letting him down once again. I think Boston's now picked him. Yeah. Oh dear. Scold needs
the cleanest of manoeuvres, but they all work.
Yeah.
Robbins Racing.
Yeah. Scold needs to be careful of his situational awareness. If he might get away with it in the academy, but not so much in the main championship. Some drivers will be getting a little bit feisty with that. As we see Harry Buddha taking the wide line and unfortunately losing 2 positions there. Scold's made a position, but he wants the other one. Boston Road took the position away from him after cheekily using the battle ahead to dive up the inside. A lovely chase camera with a drone following Scold. I think there's a drone, but you know. Boston Road making his...
These 3 are all catching second place, by the way.
Are they? So Carsten...
For a few laps.
Carsten obviously didn't qualify as fast as some of the other drivers, so he's in a position that he wouldn't expect to be in, and obviously his pace is just slowly going to drop off, and that's just going to allow Nico to... Well, Nico hasn't actually got that far ahead. Still only 4.5 seconds ahead on the halfway marker of lap 9 of 18, as we watch the 3 drivers go into the first hairpin, as we look at Nico Zavra just cruising along with 13.5 litres left.
I think he is cruising. Oh, yeah, he's low on fuel.
Is that enough?
Will he make it with that?
Wow.
9 laps.
I in that situation, I'd definitely be putting it into the lean mix. I mean, I got...
Yeah. I got about 1.5 litres a lap, is that right?
Yeah. I mean, I got struck with the fuel problem at Algarve in the GT3 race. That didn't go well so for me, but Janetto's been a little bit more easy on the fuel consumption. These 3 battling it out, but Boston, being a fast driver, he might slowly pull away, but Scott's got the slipstream, and if he just maintains speeds and just doesn't make any mistakes, he should be okay to just keep up and use Boston to catch up to second place. Harry Buddha, obviously not being a fast, obviously not on the pace here today, slowly dropping off. This grid's very diverse at the moment. So, and further down the field, we have Pollux and 90 Ale, who, oh dear, Pollux running without a front end, a front plastic bonnet.
Cooling's not going to be a problem.
No, well, saying that, if...
Unless he's lost his radiator as well.
His radiator is 379 degrees Fahrenheit.
He is overheating, isn't he? Yeah.
That is a bit hot, considering the fact that the whole...
air-cooled car at the moment.
Well, the engine is completely exposed, so he's getting the best of cooling, but aerodynamics-wise, that is not helping him whatsoever. Weight efficiency is helping him quite a bit, but not a lot as we look at 90 Ale. Very battered up indeed. Not as much as Pollux, but definitely battered up. And Nico's experiencing a problem. What is he? That was a very intriguing problem there. Now, oh dear, we are experiencing. Oh, I'm not too sure. I don't know if that was a lag spike.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, right. We are
the host as well.
Yeah, this could be quite bad. Now, if this is in the event of a major disconnection, oh, there he goes. Right. Is he going to drag anybody with him? No.
Post-migration looks to have worked.
Okay,
well,
so...
Guys, we gutted at that.
Yeah, so at least we're not actually losing anybody, but he is going to be gutted after doing quite well. But it's all gone out the window. Now Carsten is now our leader. However, he is slowly getting caught up. Only 3.5 seconds, 3.2 seconds, 3.0, 2.9 is going back up again. But Carsten's definitely getting caught up by his teammate Boston Rowe, who is eventually going to retake first position, followed by Scold and Harry Buddha. As we look into the chat, my words are mixing up there. Great, thanks so much. Was leaning more towards PC2. Well, you're welcome, Gunnar Mac. And he also says, we'll get that. Great commentary, by the way. Thank you very much. If you are enjoying this, do subscribe and hit the notification bell. That will keep you updated on whenever we are streaming. And also hit the like button if you are enjoying this, and possibly even leave a comment down below, highlighting your favourite moment of the race. As we look at Boston Road going through the 4th turn, trying to catch up to his teammate currently in first, and followed by Scold and Harry Buddha. These two have been within the... is that a second? It looks to be a second of each other. Maybe a little bit more.
He's going to catch him at this rate, easy.
Yeah. I mean, he has got...
all 3 of them, well, I think.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the entertainment side has slowly gone down a little due to the lackluster of cars, but I think it's going to get hot soon with these 3 slowly catching up to 2nd position. Harry Buddha, was that Skull taking a bit of a tighter line through the corkscrew there? I think he was. So, these 3 drivers, completely different pace-wise, but still managing to keep up. But Boston Rowe is definitely using the most of his performance now. He's probably thrown it into the rich mix now. And as we look at Harry Buddha on a... both Harry Buddha and Carsten with very, very low fuel. Might just be enough to get to the end of the race, however. I think Carsten might be running the lean mix. Yeah. Which could explain the slow pace.
It's not going to be enough.
No. It might be enough to get to the end of the race, but it's not enough to maintain first position unless he does some almighty defending against Boston. But I think Boston might just wait it out and then just go for it at the end. Scholes looks to be catching up a little bit. Boston, Harry Buddha in the same position as Carsten by the looks of things, and I think Skold is slowly catching up to Boston, using Boston as a tow to get to first position. Looks to be like Harry Buddha and Skold are teammates currently. Not sure if they're in a party together, communicating flip all by himself.
That's a surprise.
That is a very big surprise. Maybe the GT5 cars are just not his taste. It was.
He won the first race there in a GT5.
Yeah.
He did a GT5.
I think or was it a junior? I think it might have been the junior cars.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a GT5.
I'm not too sure. I think the only difference is one has just better performance and it has better aerodynamics. Well, Boston is definitely catching up. As you can see, he is going a whole second faster. Well, just over a whole second faster, actually. So, Boston is definitely probably put in
a couple of laps.
Yeah, well, I think...
And he's gone wide.
It depends if Carsten makes a mistake, and it looks like he has there. Skold not that far behind still. He has dropped off a little bit. Bear in mind, Carsten and Boston are teammates here, so maybe, I don't know if they'll be employing team orders here, but maybe they might just be going for a 1-2 finish. It just depends who's more greedy. As we go on board with Boston, just slowly...
Is it a multi-21?
Wow, we know how controversial that incident was. And I'm sure it'll spark some chats in the GAVRA community. I mean, the Academy being renowned for having controversial moments, obviously new drivers, experimenting with new drivers, getting to know things, getting to grips with rules and regulations and different cars and different technical aspects and conditions. It could be quite stressful and can generate a lot of pressure, especially when you got some peers watching you as well.
Yeah, Carsten just needs to concentrate on his lines. He just needs to run his own race. If he gets caught, he gets caught. If he tries to push too hard, that's when he's going to lose it. That's when the mistakes start to become apparent. Just accept you're going to be caught. Well, he hasn't got long left. He's only got 4 laps left, but his gap's not enough. Unless Carsten is going to employ some defending to secure this first position, but it looks like Boston Rowe's got the advantage at the moment. It is now below a second
between the top two. Now Carsten taking a bit of a wide line there for this third turn. Now into the fourth turn. Well, he gets that apex right, but Boston Road just making it look even better. I mean, the lap time difference is just so apparent. Carsten were 139.1 that last lap, Boston a 138.3. So it's going to be close. I think Boston might get him on the next lap, or if not on this lap towards the end. Just depends if Carsten has.
Yeah, the question they think about is, are they going to get a 1-2, or is it going to be a 1-3?
Depends. Depends if any contact is made, or if they're just going to stick with the positions they're in. It is a 6-race championship, so they've got still enough time to play around and get some wins under their belts. But it looks like Boston's definitely, I think, he doesn't look to be going for it at the moment.
It's too far away to send it down the inside here.
That is true.
Madness.
Well, he's having a look now.
He was invited.
He was having a look there, definitely, but Carsten got a bit of a better run out of that corner. I think Boston is employing some pressure there.
He's got time. He's got 3 laps.
Yeah, he's got more than enough time.
He's got time.
Carsten making a bit of a move there to the inside, so I don't think these guys are running team orders. They are racing for a position by the looks of things. Running on board with Boston, going through the first sector of Laguna Seca. Currently, it's nice and sunny. It's, for some reason, also summer here. I'm not sure if the settings are currently correct, so that's maybe why some of the drivers are doing better than they actually should be, considering the conditions. It should be autumn and quite cold here in California. But
the lap times reflect that.
Yeah. Well, still, Boston Road is still going incredibly fast. The gap is increasing, just by a few tenths. I think Skull making a
mistake. Needs to be seizing on this, because they're taking their time. He should be cruising right up to the back of these two and trying to poach something.
How much fuel is Skull on actually? Because I think fuel dictate. Oh, he's on 14.1 litres, so he has he can go into the rich mix and just start blasting it now. As we see Boston getting right up next to, well, not right up next to him, but right behind Carsten. Still not in a position to make a move just yet, and I don't think he's going to go for one here. Oh, he's looking, he's going for a late dive. Oh, very close indeed. They are teammates, they don't want to take each other.
Giving Skull the chance.
Yeah, Skull's caught right up now because Boston had to make a very big braking manoeuvre there to get right out of the way and avoid contact, and that's allowed Skull to get right up, and he's flashing his lights saying, I'm here, I'm going to make a move. Eventually, he's not doing it now. Boston making a bit of a move to the inside to cover the inside. Skull wisely backs off. 2 laps to go, and the battle is on. Skull, that's going to make him lose time there. That is not beneficial. He hasn't got long left. If he wants to make a position, he's going to have to make it now, or he's just going to have to settle for 3rd position. As for Carsten and Boston, Carsten looks to have this in the bag at the moment, and unless some monumental mistake happens, I think they might just settle for
Boston to get really, really desperate in the last lap.
Yeah.
That's when it could end in tears.
There's Harry Budder in the background. He might be catching up. Oh, Carsten 4 wheels off the track there. He might get a warning by the game telling him to slow down a little. Doesn't look to be true. As we look at Scold. Oh, geez, Scold going catching air there. That was very intriguing there. Well, that was very amazing. As we look at Boston, looking up the inside, he's still not going to make it.
Got to do it here.
Yeah, Scald is here. He's going. Skull's looking for it. He's going up the inside. The side by sides. No. Skull's too reluctant, and he's given up. That's it. Skull's way too reluctant, and he's lost the position. Excuse me, but Skull's reluctancy has threw away a chance of 2nd position and possibly even 1st, unless the top 2 make a mistake. Well, saying that, Boston's going a little wide there, but that was a very, very disappointing move there from Scald. Why he backed off was beyond me. There was still a bit of space there to...
That's the academy respect, trying not to be too dirty.
Well, there looked to be a bit more space there, to be honest, but if Scald wants to be clean and not cause contact, then that is completely fine, but there looked to be space there to make him...
5 races to go, yeah. So.
Yeah, there looked to be space there, but Scald just thought there wasn't enough and thought contact was going to be made. Won the penultimate lap now as they go into the corkscrew for the... Oh, there's rain! At the end of the race, there is rain here at Laguna Seca. I've only just noticed there was a speck of rain on the camera. Yep, there is rain at the very last moment. Don't know if it's going to be enough to cause any issues. It's not coming down heavy enough yet. That is unexpected. I don't think rain was on the forecast, but rain is here.
GAVRA does that to you sometimes.
Rain is here.
It's definitely raining. You see it on the windscreen.
Well, Carsten's just blown away there. Oh, there's a bit of contact there between Skulls and Boston Row there. Where is Skulls? Skulls on the outside, right side of the track. Skulls got a better run. Now, is this rain heavy enough to actually cause some trouble? Oh dear! Ooh.
I think that's the last of Boston Row's problems.
Oh dear, Skulls, situational awareness again, just...
He's got him on the outside, just keep it nailed, keep it nailed.
No, Boston Row pushes him off the track there. Not the best place to...
Carsten the win.
Not a lot of space. Not a lot of space there. I'm not sure why you'd want to try and make a move around the outside there. Skull's definitely going to be able to get second if he holds this, but Boston's being very, very aggressive here. He's still going to try around the outside. Skull's going to be careful with his positioning and situational awareness. He's made a lot of unnecessary contact as he's going to stay on the inside. Is he going to brake late or is he going to back out? Ooh. He's going to punt. He's going to put... Oh, that was incredibly dirty. Well, not incredibly dirty, but that was incredibly unnecessary. He has taken off Boston Row, and that has demoted Boston to 4th position and given damage. That was incredibly unnecessary, that. I think he could have waited, to be honest, for the last sector, but this happens. I think an incident review could be in place there. But Carsten, out of nowhere, considering his pace, has done all he needs to, and into the final corner. Here he comes.
He'll be well happy with this.
He'll be, well, it's played right into his hands. Skulls and Boston exchanging cards has helped him, and Carsten wins here at Laguna Seca. Harry Buddha comes across the line in 3rd position after starting in last position. Skulls making a very ballsy move and claiming 2nd position. I think there is going to be a bit of talk about that. That was incredibly... There was a lot of unnecessary contact there.
That was racing. They had a good go. They kept it pretty respectful. It could have been a hell of a lot worse than it was.
As we see Carsten going off into the tyre wall there. Just take it, he's just happy so much that he just needs to go into a tyre wall just to cool off. As we look at Skulls there off to the side of the track, Harry Buddha has done quite well, starting in last, has claimed 3rd position in a difficult race, and Boston Row, the fastest driver here, robbed of 2nd place due to some rather weird contact. Soup Caller in the chat, make a note of that incident. I guess that incident is worthy enough of being reviewed by the looks of things. I can kind of see why that contact did look a bit intended. I mean, it might have just been a simple mistake of Scold's reaction times, but that could have been a bit cleaner. But here is the final grid after 18 laps here at Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca. That is apparently in Britain. Carsten, Scold 1808. What's that? Quote unquote for now. Harry Buddha in 3rd position. Boston Row in 4th. Flip in the unusual 5th. 90L in 6th. And Pollux in 7th.
Of course, that really should have been Nico out front.
That would have been Nico up front indeed. But unfortunately his connection withdrew from that as we look at
At least the
Andrew's.
host migration worked. We could have
Yeah.
had the race end right there and then.
Yeah. Well, Andrew Simulator in the chat. How are you, Ethan? Sold. Oh, I think Skull. I think that's supposed to be Skull was playing a bit dirty. I do agree a little bit there. And Harry Butter in the chat. That was a tough race. Chuffed with a podium. I think you have every right to be chuffed there. You did a marvelous job coming from 8th up into 3rd position. But that is it for today with the Academy. Join us next time live from Hockenheim International Circuit with the Ginetta GT5 One Mate Championship. Carsten and Boston Road, the two.
Don't you do race 2? That was good fun.
Race 2. Do in the chat. Do people want to do race 2? I don't mind doing race 2. Is there even a race 2? I think there is a race 2.
Yeah, if it's anywhere near as entertaining as that, I'm quite happy spending my evening watching race 2. If it is the race, it is the race 2, isn't there?
I think there is a race 2. There should be. Well, if there is, let's have a bit of a chat. Let's have a bit of a discussion then while we wait for race 2 to get underway. Let's go straight to the start with Pollux and 90 Ale going up to the corkscrew. Very interesting contact there, and Pollux getting abducted by aliens almost into the corkscrew and catching some enormous air. And 90 Ale getting some unfortunate damage. Do you think that was just some lag or like just some contact between those two?
Moment. That was they're just getting a bit too close. I think Skold knew he wasn't quite as fast, so he had to take what chances came his way. Which is, that's what you do. That's what you should do. But yeah, that's going to be reviewed later.
Yeah.
Soup wasn't happy.
No, that incident did look a bit 50-50, to be honest. I want to be careful of the words that I choose because I don't want to sound too biased. Skull renowned for his, can I say, his reaction times. They're not the brilliant of some, not that great, unfortunately, and I think that's what happened there. But it might get overlooked, or worst case scenario, he does get a penalty and he might lose a few license points, I think, or a few championship points. I don't think it was. If it was malicious, I think he would have just gone straight up the inside without even braking on that turn and used Boston as a buffer. But
it looked like more of a racing incident to me.
But it is what it is. It's still going to get reviewed. So
I'll put it this way: if similar things happen in race 2, I'm watching race 2.
Well, that race 1 did prove to be quite entertaining. Is race 2 going to be the same cake, or is it going to be worse or even better?
But they got the qualifying from the start, so there's no reverse grids or anything. So it's still down to qualifying pace. Basically, we need Boston Road to make a mistake.
It's another 20-minute qualifying session. I'm not sure if that's the correct settings or not. Nico is back. Now.
Bummer. That's such a bummer when you get killed like that.
Yeah.
And he had it sewn up.
Yeah,
he was out front at his own pace, cruising quite happy. He got the gap out to about 5 seconds, and then you could see his lap times just backed off.
Yeah.
He was just keeping it safe,
cruising, he was just managing that gap,
watching the guy behind. Yeah, exactly. And then, unfortunately, Project Cars or his internet connection stepped in and said, "Not today, mate."
Well,
you can stand losing if you screw it up yourself. Make a mistake, get the settings wrong, overheat the car. You can deal with that. But when you get screwed in that way, it really hurts. Yeah, I've had it happen a few times, and it really hurts.
Yeah, I can imagine that. So
if he's in this next race, he's going to be driving angry.
Yeah, he is definitely going to be pushing it this race. I believe all drivers will be pushing it. How many laps is this race? The second race?
It can't be many. I'll tell you.
I'm assuming half, so 9 laps.
Very possibly. Let's have a look. 9 laps.
9
Yes.
laps.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's just have a look at some of the competitive racing licenses of the Academy drivers here compared to my own. I mean, obviously, let's just have a look at the drivers' statistics. As you can see here, Nico has...
Look at mine. I've done far too many public lobby races. Mine has like how many times mashed at the first corner, having had pole.
Looks like Nico
50%.
focuses on his qualifying the most, having 48% focus on that. One interesting one was Boston, because his qualifying pace was extremely good. Yeah, no wonder. 50% qualifying.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
52% focus in qualifying there. Boston being half of these drivers being Italian, so the Italians coming out in force. Harry Buddha, what nationality is he? Good old British nationality there. Let's have a look at his statistics. 67% qualifying focus and only 2% engineering. So I think Harry Buddha doesn't run with setups by the look of things.
He's a ragger. Yeah, he's a ragger.
Yeah.
Just someone who gets in the car and just rags it.
Yep. We look at Scold's focus, 47% focus in racing and 49% qualifying. Another driver who looks to be running without setups. And Flip. I can imagine him being quite a focused driver. Yeah, 30% race and focus, and qualifying is 57%, and his engineering 12%. So I think he's a bit of one of those people who like to have his personal setups. And looking at 90 Ale, he definitely runs with some setups, 18% engineering in that, and his qualifying and race focus look almost identical there. Some of these drivers are putting a lot of time into their careers here in the academy, and Pollock's also with 19% engineering focus and his qualifying being over 50%. And let's have a look at Matt's, because Matt's, yeah, let's have a look. Nice. 95 hours played. Whoa. So that's our percentages there. So I just had to check some stuff there. There's some notifications popping up, unfortunately. I don't know where Matt's gone. I think Matt's gone off for a slight moment there. As we wait for the...
I'm just on mute. I'll say, don't look at my... I mean, I've been munching on some crisps.
Fair enough.
Don't look at my profile. It's horrible. My profile's like, got Project Cars 2. Yeah, right. Sod career mode. You know, forget doing any testing.
Who bothers with career mode?
Exactly. Straight in for some public lobby races. Battered to buggery in nearly all of them. You can either start a pole and hope it's a track that doesn't have a slow first corner.
Yeah.
Because you get T-boned. I found Algarve was quite good for that.
Algarve's quite an interesting track.
Laguna Seca, that's terrible for turn one, Laguna Seca. Just forget it. Forget it on a U-rated race. You're just going to get punted out of the circuit. And then, you know, you start at the back and then just wait for loads of people to get punted out and then probably finish, you know, top 5 or something like that.
Yep.
And then after a while you get sick, and that's obviously where GAVRA comes in. So you get to have some proper races, properly stewarded, and you get to have much cleaner races. I mean, there's been plenty of incidents and contact. Some of it's down to the physics of the game, you know, some of it's down to 1 or 2 bugs, but you know, mostly it's a hell of a lot cleaner than you get in public lobby races, especially the ones where you get some people that run around the back who just wait to get lapped so they can take out the leader. You know, so my stats are horrible. I was going to reset them actually, reset them before the leagues, just so I could get something that's a little bit less embarrassing. But what you should see from mine is I spend a hell of a lot of time doing engineering. I don't know what my engineering stats are, but it should be quite high.
20%. Oh, here we are. We are, yep, well, 20%, but here we are. We are going back into race 2. I was just looking at some of the bands next to the drivers' ratings. Some of them silver and bronze, so the majority of them actually looking better than most of the main guys in the proper good leagues. Looks like the academy drivers seem to have a bit of understanding for clean racing, but you know, you can always have your moments. But here we are for the signature race 2. This is going to be the all-out, just bomb it, let's go for it race here at Laguna Seca. We're here for 10 minutes of qualifying, and we have all of our drivers back. Now, Boston proved to be quite fast in the last qualifying. Is he going to do it here again? And he's probably going to do it with some force and rage after being robbed of his second position. We should just wait for the drivers to load in. I think one driver's already leaving the pit lane as far as I'm aware of. There is our current driver list. Same old drivers here. Don't need to read them out. You know who's here. But I will read out the final grid order at the end of this 10-minute qualifying sesh. As we watch Nico pulling out the pits. And someone's already into turn 1. Boston's already out. No, so half the drivers are already out, getting laps out and done quick. Boston, I'm expecting to be pole again, definitely after his performance from last race.
This time, yeah.
Now, this time he's going to be looking for a better start after he did get pipped to first place. So he knows what he needs to do here if he wants to win. I mean, that would be a good back-to-back win for this team. Carsten taking the first race and Boston taking the second race. I mean, obviously, Carsten would have racked up 30 points in the last race, and if Boston wins this, he gets 15, sorry. As you see him warming up his tyres a little there, trying to generate some heat before we go.
One of the problems I noticed in these conditions in these cars is, even though I had that session where I did about 25 laps, I could not get my right rear warm. So the right front was all right. The left rear, sorry, I could never get the left rear warm. So every time you came around this corner, it was slide-tastic. Yeah, exactly. So if you can get that tyre up to temperature, and you could really fly, you could probably take a second off your lap times. But that's just really hard because you haven't got a choice of tyre. You've got slicks. I think you've got ice and all-terrain, and that's it. That's your choice.
So not a lot of tyre options on this car, just slicks. I don't even know what compound of slicks, just slicks.
They're just slicks, whatever they are. just
no idea what.
All-terrain tyres with a tread pattern worn off.
Yeah. Oh, Boston teleporting his way around the second turn or third turn. Not sure, is that the second turn? Because the hairpin has, well, an interesting structure.
It's called turn 2.
Okay.
Turn 1 is actually the little curve on the start-finish straight.
So.
And believe it or not, the corkscrew is called turn 8. 7, 8, and 8A.
8A.
What?
Okay.
It's not a motorway. It's not a motorway junction. It's sort of 8A or 9, isn't it? So this is turn 7, right
there,
right here, and that's turn 8 in the first part of the car, and this is turn 8A.
Very interesting. I didn't know that about the track, but now I do now.
Yeah. And this is one of the few corners named. That's Wayne Rainey Corner.
Well, Boston lagging his way through that corner there, and also lagging his way through that one as well. Very interesting. Hopefully he's not going to get disconnected, because then that would be, well, an evening out the window for him. As we see him come across the line, where's he going to go? I want 36.7. Already that is probably fast enough.
He's in my league.
Well, that is probably already fast enough. I don't think he would need to go any faster. I mean, already, yeah, look, 1.1 seconds ahead of the fastest driver. Well, the second fastest driver. Yeah, here come the times. Just Boston, just on another planet in pace. Just unbelievable. As we look at Harry Buddha going through turn 9 into turn 10.
Well, Boston's absolute proof that you've
Yeah.
seen it now, that the fastest guy doesn't always win. It's the guy who doesn't make mistakes, because a mistake could cost you
Yep.
5, 10, 15 seconds.
Well, we're just over 5 minutes remaining of this session. Harry Butter, where does he place that car? Third position. Okay, so that's a bit of an improvement over last qualifying. Pollux, where does he go? Third, so he's dropped Harry Butter down into fourth. Boston's back in the pits. Where's Flip Flip going to go? Flip Flip into second. Okay, so now that's where he should be. I don't think he's quite got the pace of... Oh dear, Skull is getting very ambitious there through the corkscrew. Not quite the line you want to be taking.
What are cones doing on the racetrack? You don't need those.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure he'll be getting a warning from the game for doing that. Doesn't look like he...
Well, that corner, take the cones out and be fine.
Well, I think it's just... Well, I think that mistake there on that penultimate corner there kind of mitigated that. As we look at Pollux going into turn 6. Yep, turn 6. Going up to the corkscrew. Oh, he's gone back to the pits. Interesting. Not sure if he was on the lap there. As we see Carsten coming through the final corner. Not the fastest of drivers, as we've seen, but he might have got faster over the 5-minute period that we had, and goes into 5th. As we see Harry Butter coming out the pit lane. And there's 90 Ale. Unfortunately, strewed with damage at the first race due to some rather interesting contact with Pollux. Now, is 90 Ale going to be fast enough to get up to the top 5? We'll see very soon as he goes up the third straight, little mini straight into turn 7. We're taking a bit of a corner. Yeah, that corner.
Sorry, I think that's wrong actually. Rahal straight is what he's on.
Well, into turn 7.
It's so sad to see such a great track have so few names for its corners.
Well, Laguna Seca, it's not used as much as it used to be back in the day. It's definitely not as well known as some other tracks like your famous Rouge and Silverstone and Daytona, Indianapolis, Watkins Glen, Road America, Road Atlanta, all those different American tracks. We're going to say a bit.
It's one of those circuits. It's such a lovely flow to it. All the corners, they've got nice curves. They're nicely banked.
Yeah.
They all flow, nicely in one to the other.
It's more of a
nice track to hook up.
More of a secluded track, kind of like Lime Park and Canada Race. I think it's Canadian Raceway, or I'm not too sure. There's some really intriguing American tracks, but Laguna Seca definitely an iconic one, although not as used as much as it used to be. As we look at Boston Road going down through after the corkscrew into the penultimate corner, taking it very, very nicely indeed there. Is he going to go up in time? He is, he's quite flip, not that far behind, only 2/10. But is Boston Road going to go faster? We are going to find out as he crosses the line to improve his... Oh, that is a new...
nice. There's the 135. I told you it was on. I told you.
I'm pretty sure that is the best we've seen out of the entirety of our time spent here. That is just that is mind-boggling, that.
That's a great lap.
A lot of practice has definitely gone into that. Now, can Flip do anything about that? He's 10 thousandths of a second up on his own lap time here. Not sure what he's going to be able to do, to be honest. I don't think anybody has the competitiveness to do that type of stuff that Boston's putting out.
He needs to teleport and lag.
Yeah.
Teleport right here in the pit halfway down the straight.
Well, I think that corner's just compromised his speed there. There's only 50 seconds remaining of this session. He's backed off. Yeah, he has backed off. Nico Zava in third position. quite, well, not as good as his second position, but oh dear, getting very loose there. With 0.6 litres in the car, that's probably why he's so loose. There's literally hardly any weight in the car. And Scold in 5th position. I think that's where he started last race. So consistency is there, but you got to pull it off in the race now. Because you can be fast and in this 9-lap race, but you also want to be consistent as well. It might just be 9 laps. You might think of it, oh, it's just a classic little, fun little race. Well, yeah, but you've also got to finish it as well. As we look at Karsten, I think on an out lap by the looks of things. And that's the end of qualifying. We have just over a minute and a half until qualifying is actually properly complete. As we look at 90L coming down the corkscrew into turn 9. Very tricky corner to get right, but doesn't look like he lifted off there. I think, don't know. Ooh. Grinding the gears a lot there. Through the penultimate corner into the final turn. Is he going to get it right, or is he going to... Oh, he's going to get it wrong, get a little bit there. Kills his speed. Is he going to improve though? He might have been on a good lap. He might have enough time just to... No, he doesn't go anywhere. Stuck in 6th position. Harry Buddha, unfortunately, has dropped back down into 8th position. And that is the end of... Is that the end of qualifying? I think that was.
It is.
Okay, so that is the grid there. Boston Row setting an almighty lap. Right, that is the fastest lap out of this evening. 1:35.9. That is an awesome lap there. Congrats to him. Flip closely followed him in 2nd position with a 1:30.0. Nowhere near as fast as that 1:35. Nico in 3rd with a 1:37.3. Karsten in 4th with a 1:37.4. Scold in 5th with a 37.8 and 90L with a 1:38.1. Polux following up behind with a 1:38.2, and then Harry Buddha completes the grid with a 1:38.5. So the times are in. The drivers are going to be making their final adjustments as we wait for the 2-minute time period to get ready here. Wow, we're just here again for a little bit. Let's just have a look at some stuff here. Well, what is there much to look at, to be honest? Let's just have a look at Harry Buddha's. Yeah, that's Harry Buddha. Performance summary there. Oh, no. Let's not exit the game. That would have been bad then. Alright, so here we are on the grid. Boston Row running 20 litres. Not sure if he needs that much. Harry put it in the chat. 12 litres with... Ooh, I'm not sure if that's...
He's going to run lean on that.
Okay.
No.
I'm not... Actually, maybe 20 litres might be... be... Some people running very interesting...
10's optimistic.
Some people...
11,
some people got some balls here today. Harry Buddha.
Some tactics in play today.
Yeah, Harry Buddha in the chat. Can you send me your setup for Laguna? Unfortunately, I do not have a setup for Laguna because I haven't been racing at this circuit, but I'm pretty sure Boston does.
It's a bit late now, though, isn't it?
Just give him a tinkle, and I'm sure he'll pick up. And we are syncing here for the second race of the Academy GT5 One Make Championship. They are revving their engines. They are ready to get going. 9 laps, 5 red lights. Red lights are there. And they are gone. Lights out and away they go. And it's a good start from Boston again. Scold immediately off into the middle of the circuit. And he's pulling across a little bit there. Scold into 3rd position. He's done very well. Up the inside of flipping out on the outside. Oh, 3 wide going into the first turn. Beautiful stuff there. And he's into 1st for a brief moment. He's got the outside line. Oh, he's just going to fall back into 2nd. Close stuff here at Laguna Seca in the first turns. 90 Ale has moved up 1 position by the looks of it. Nico's fallen. I don't think Nico's fallen back. Not too sure. Harry Buddha retains 8th position as we look at Scold battling for 1st position with Boston Row. 9 laps here. They are at it. They are going guns blazing here in the Ginettas. Scold getting a bit up on the curb there, and that's compromised the spin because Flip is directly up on the inside. They're making contact, rubbing doors. They don't want to be doing that too much, and Flip's up the inside. Is Scold going to get a cutback though? He's looking, he is going up the inside. Nope, he's fallen back, he's gone back behind. Not quite sure if he wants to make the move just yet. However, he's looking up the inside. No, not there. Plenty of time to look. Oh, look at 90. Oh, who is that? Is that Pollux going around the outside of 90L up on the corkscrew? That looked to be Pollux going around the outside. An absolutely marvellous move there. Good job there. Flip. Still in second position. Moved up into second position after overtaking Scold before the corkscrew, and now onto the tail of Boston Row, who is not moving away as much as we thought it would. And Harry Buddha making some... Oh dear. Not quite sure what's going on there. As we look at Flip, chasing after Boston Row, closely followed by Scold 808, and then Nico Zavra, Pollux, 90 Ale, Harry Buddha going up the inside of Carsten there. Is Carsten going to fight back? He's late on... Oh, no. Oh, the checking each other's brakes there. But I think Carsten's given up the position. Flip still holding and defending. He's in a bit of a rock and a hard place here. He wants to catch up to Boston, but he's got Scold behind him. A situation you don't really want to be in. Trying to keep up with a fast driver while having another fast driver behind you is not a lovely situation. But, well, lap 2 of 9, not long to go. As we go through the grids, Carsten at the back of the grids, just not doing as well as he was last race. And they're all within the top 4, just within a second of each other. And it's guns blazing here at Laguna Seca. What do you think of that start then, Matt?
That was pretty clean, considering. I mean, 3 wide going into turn 1. You do that in a public lobby race, it's a mass pile-up.
I totally agree there.
They did well to hold it together, so... And then we got a good race on our hands. And
was that...
He's not giving up.
No, he's not giving up there. Sorry for just making... I think there was a bit of cut. There has been a major incident. There's been a major incident after the turn. Yeah, there's contact. There has been some issues. Who is it? Nico. Nico has fallen back. Pollux has got damage. There has been an incident at turn 9 after the corkscrew. Drivers are in. Mandatory pit stop. I completely forgot about that. There is a mandatory pit stop in this. That is very...
That's the fuel. That's the fuel rating.
Now, Harry Buddha, well, he's got a pit. He has got to pit, but is he going towards the end of the race?
It will cost you. It will cost you so much time to refuel.
It's better to pit early. Well, it's better to pit early rather than pit right at the last second. To be honest, I mean, Michael Schumacher pulled it off at Silverstone, but you know,
you just never want to fuel. So you have to refuel in the pits. It will just cost you so much time. Boston
doesn't look like any of them are taking this fuel. I completely forgot that there is a mandatory pit stop in this. There isn't in the main championships, but there is here. That is very intriguing. So that's definitely changed up some stuff. And that's made the grid very diverse now. But I think there was an incident after turn 9. Nico's in the pits for quite a while there. I don't know if he's changing tyres or getting repaired. And Harry Buddha up the road by a good 16 seconds. But that time is going to quickly disappear. I wonder if he's going to pit. I would pit, to be honest. I wouldn't keep the car out for ages, because he's going to lose time as it is anyway, because Harry Buddha qualifying last and Boston qualifying first. There's a clear difference in pace between those two drivers.
Yeah, but the upside to that is you can just drive your own lap. You've got no distractions. You can just settle into your rhythm and drive your best laps. It might be worth him staying out right to the last lap.
Maybe. Well, Harry Buddha's staying out for another lap by the looks of things. Boston looks to be falling behind a little bit. I mean, the gap's gone from 15 seconds to 16.2, but I think it's going to be... Oh no, it's still increasing. Has Boston got a problem? Oh no, it's going back down now. So as we look at Scold and Flip, these two have been together since lap 1. Is Scold going to be making a position in this race? He's not going to make one yet, but he is... Oh, he's looking at down the inside a little bit there. Oh, looks a bit like a little bit of drift through that corner. Now he's right on the back of Flip. Has he got enough track to make a move? Flip pulling away a little bit. Looks like Scott was flashing his lights there, reflecting off the back of Flip's car. Is he going to go down the inside? Is he going to look down the inside? No, he's not. He's going to take out a poster instead. Oh, he got a bit loose there. But it doesn't look like it's compromised him that too much. Getting on the curb is one thing you don't want to be doing. Getting on the curbs, they're slippery and uneven, and it's definitely caused some issues there for Scald. Harry Buddha just up the road by 15.5 seconds. The time is coming down. I don't think he's going to pit just yet. He might do this lap. Maybe. Doesn't look like he is. No, he's not. I think he's going to go for the latter option of pitting at the last moment.
Find your rhythm. Just find your rhythm, and stick with it until your rhythm goes apart, and then come in. You pit, you can lose your rhythm.
Well, he has got a lapped car behind him. That is Nico. So I guess that kind of plays into his hands. But I mean, obviously Nico's just going to have to move out of the way, and that will just allow Boston to get past with just relative ease. As we look at Scald, after his little mistake, has fallen slightly behind Flip Flip. I don't know if he might have the pace to catch back up, but I think that could be it. He might just have to settle for 5th for now. He's only got 5 laps left to make an attack, but is 5 laps enough to close that gap? Runs wide there. He might get a warning from the game to back off a little there. Doesn't look like he has. As we look at Flip Flip, running 8.4 litres, that's more than enough to get to the end of the race by the looks of things. And Boston Road slowly catching up to Hairy Buddha. Still hasn't gotten around to overtaking Nico, who is a lap down. He might not actually catch up to Nico in time to lap him, but one thing for definite is that Boston will definitely overtake Hairy Buddha when it comes to the pit stop, because, well, the pit entry to this track is deadly as it is, and there's also the length of the pit lane itself.
So if you look at the lap times, Hairy Buddha's out and he's cruising and he's lapping well, and he's going to gain himself positions just by doing this.
Well, he is lapping quite well, but he's not lapping as fast as Boston, as he's done a 1:37.2 the last lap. As we look at Flip Flip going up to the top of the hill to go back down through the corkscrew, gets it nice. Skull taking a bit more of a tighter line there. Harry Buddha still hasn't come in the pits yet. I hope he hasn't forgotten the fact that he does need to make a pit stop, otherwise he might get a penalty put on him.
He'll get a reminder on the halfway around the last lap.
He might
He's probably thinking he's just like, yeah, I'm winning my miles.
Yeah, that's it. I wonder. Well, there's Nico moving out the way of Flip Flip. It's the right thing to do. I'm saying that Nico's coming back across. He might use Flip Flip as a bit of a tow. I know he's going to kill some cones instead. As we watch Skull just trying to catch up. He's there. He just can't seem to find the pace to reel Flip Flip in. He's got Nico to use as a tow to catch back up a little bit, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Only 3 laps left here. This sprint race going very quickly indeed, and not a lot of action going on at the moment. So Skull goes around the outside of Nico there. Not really flashing his look. Oh, that's not Nico. Who's that? That must have been 90. It must have been 90L.
It must have been.
Must have been 90L. I'm confused. Oh yeah.
It is.
Was Skull in 5th then?
That was for position.
What's that? Oh. Oh, Harry Buddha's in on lap 6, by the way, but Harry Buddha might actually come out of the pits in front of Boston here. Oh. Yeah, Harry Buddha's still got a bit of a ways to go to the pit. Oh, he's just lost. Oh, well, saying that, Harry Buddha's got less track to go round at the bottom of the hill.
He's put himself in second, look.
It's done him well, but maybe pitting a lap earlier might have done him some good. But still, second position, more than 2 podiums. Can't argue with that. Third and second. Good little evening for him, but Boston Road takes first position. I'm still confused. Was Scott? I don't think 90L was in a position in 4th. I don't remember him being in 4th. A
No, I
bit,
don't remember seeing that happen, but
a bit confusing that, but
it is what it is.
Karsten's on the tail of 98, followed by Pollux at the back, and Nico all the way down, a minute and 20 seconds behind. Not a good race for him, but at least he's sticking at, and he's going to finish and claim some points. Might not be a lot, but it's still some. And Boston Road going through the corkscrew. Now, the idea is just to get into rhythm and just ease the car around, not putting the car under pressure. As we see Karsten looking for 5th position on 90 Ale. Is Karsten...
Of course, the pit stops do depend on whether you were putting fuel in or just stopping.
Yep.
If you were just stopping, it's about 5 seconds. If you're putting fuel in, that's like 10, 15 seconds or more stationary.
Well, how long were the pit... It depends on the format, on like the way the pit crews like change the tyres. Is it one tyre at a time, or do they do all at the same time? I'm not too sure the genetics.
I think they do one at a time, but who needs to change tyres?
It is a GT category.
If you do nothing but just stop and then go, it's like 5 seconds.
Yeah. It is a GT category, so I guess they do one tyre at a time. They do the left side and then the right side.
Yeah.
Carson on the back of 90 Ale. Actually, look at the gap, just closing there. Is he going to go up the inside? Thinks wisely, just holds off for a little bit there. However, 90 Ale does get a little bit wide, and it looks like Carson got a better run. Is he going to dive up the inside here? Nope. He's just going to hold it off for a little bit. 90 Ale a little bit off the apex there, but still, Carson's there, just waiting for that moment. I think 90L is going to... almost runs a bit wide there. Now, is Carsten going to make the move here? It's going to have to be some late braking if he's going to want to do it. Oh, dear. Oh. Was that moving under... Was that braking while moving under the braking zone? That looked like a cheeky Max Verstappen there. That might just have been a racing incident, but that looked like that was moving while under braking in the braking zone, that. That was a... Ooh. That looked interesting, that. Carsten's given the position back. I don't see why, to be honest. It looked like 90L was moving while under braking, because... Or he might have just been following the racing line, but...
Yeah, but it's an unusual apex, that turn.
That is an unusual apex. That looks very...
This one for Soup to look at, I think.
Yeah, that was a bit of a strange one, that. Well, Soup and Stewart's team have got a lot to look forward to. And they've got a lot of stuff to review. But that's none of our business. Our business is just to commentate what's going on. And there's not that much going on, to be honest. We just got we've got these back three here. And the rest are like just spaced out by quite a bit, to be honest, actually. I mean, like, looking at the map, Boston's... Oh dear. Now, that is... Okay, now, is 90L just going to drive... Yeah, he is just going to drive off after taking a driver off the track. Oh dear. Now... Was that just was that a lockup, or was that just 90L just having a complete disregard for brakes and just using somebody else as a cushion?
Difficult to say, really.
Was that a late dive bomb?
It was a little bit, wasn't it?
Especially
since he kept his foot in.
Yeah, I didn't actually see the contact itself. All I heard was a bang and then a car going round, and really 90L should have waited up, but he's driven off, so I guess that's, going to be reviewed later. As you see Harry Buddha come across the podium, flashing his lights for a second position. 2 podiums for him today. Very good job from him. Flip taking 3rd. Boston Road taking 1st. Skulls going across the line to take 4th. And then the rest of the grid coming around through the final sector. Carsten in 5th position, going around the second to last corner. Going into the final left-hander. Bit of backfire there. Nice, lovely sound from the straight 4 engine of the Ginetta G40 GT5 car. Across the line to come home in 5th position. 90L a very unusual drive from him in this race. I think a bit of frustration might have been a play of that, to be honest. Pollux, after being taken out by the looks of things and having damage, comes across the line in 7th, and Nico Zava a lap down. So he's going to get to finish a lap early.
Ooh, nice camera angle.
Yes, I was looking at some trucks and fire engines.
That's cool.
That is quite nice. Well, there is your winning driver, Boston Rowe. Robbed of 2nd position in the last race, but he's claimed 1st here. Very nice helmet there, indeed. So, that is race 2 complete. That is Academy Series round 1 here at Laguna Seca for the Ginetta GT5 1-Mate Championship complete. There is your final classification after 9 laps. And Boston Rowe set in the fastest lap by the looks of things. Yep, just by 2/10 by the looks of things. So yes, Boston Rowe in 1st position, Harry Buddha in 2nd, and Flip Flip in 3rd position. That's your top 3. The rest is Scold in 4th, Carsten in 5th, 90L in a provisional 6th for now, after he's going to get most likely reviewed. Pollux in 7th, and Nico Zava rounding off the grid in 8th position. So that was the Academy Series for round 1. Very interesting evening here today. Final thoughts?
Well, wasn't it quite as exciting as race 1, perhaps, but still.
A lot more contact. A lot more contact in that race.
Boston, well, sprint races for you, isn't it?
Yep.
But Boston's thrown himself right into the mix of a contender. Yeah. Everyone was thinking it'd be Flip Flip.
Yeah, I was thinking of Flip Flip.
Yeah.
Well,
but sometimes you find a circuit, maybe you just don't like it. Personally, I love Laguna Seca.
Yep.
I always go well there, but doesn't mean other people do.
Well, Laguna Seca has treated us tonight with some very interesting races. The last race being very, very close and hands-on regarding contact. But that is it for tonight. If you have any questions, do leave them in the chat or the comments. Just a quick reminder of what's going to be going on next week. And for this week, tomorrow we have Formula Renault at the Nürburgring GP circuit, if I'm not correct. And then Friday we have both GT3 groups at Spa-Francorchamps for round 4. Next week we have round 2 of the GT5 1-Mate Championship at Hockenheimring International with the Group A series here. And in the commentary box will be myself and Matt again. We look forward to seeing you there at the stream at Hockenheim. But for now, we'll see you next time live from GAVRA Racing. If you have any more questions or comments, leave them in the chat. And do like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for whenever we do stream again. But for now, we'll see you next time.